Hello, and welcome back to another riveting episode of the Commentary to End All Words. I am Taylor Lacey, your host, since this is a show about nothing but myself. And some may call that egotistical and a little narcissistic, but they are absolutely correct. That's exactly what this is. This is the series, I suppose, where I'm just going through and talking about all of my songs from my newest release, The War to End All Words. And just going through some stories and different things. Again, if it's not something you're interested in, you can just scroll past it, but I know at least some people liked the previous video and watched it, so I thought I'd continue to put out some more. If you haven't heard the album yet, please go listen to it. You can stream it anywhere. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, MySpace, all the big hitters. But yeah, let's jump into it here. The second song on the album is She Came In on a Ghost Ship, which was actually the second of the 3 singles I released before the album came out. We're just going to go bit by bit like we did last time and hear a couple of words about the song. Let's get it started. Right off the back here. So it's funny because those ums you hear in the background, like the that's happening, it's just me, and I've mentioned his name a whole bunch of times in the last video, but me and the person I recorded with, Shane, we did all of the ums. I tried to make it sound like it was like a pirate ship full of different people, humming, but it's just us doing it like 4 times into a microphone. So that's that. I don't have the resources to hire a whole choir or pirate ship of pirates to do some ums for me, so that's the secret behind that. She came in on a ghost ship after killing all the pirates, smoking all the wagons, and killing all that was left. What the hell she did with our own shallow grave. So, with this song, it's a very interesting song. It's actually one of my favorites and one of the most in-depth ones I've ever, not in-depth isn't the right word, but just one of my favorite ones I've ever done. It's one of the most interesting topics, I think. But so the whole song is based off of a Scandinavian folk tale, but there's parts of it that are folk tale and they're just folklore, so they're not real. And then parts of it are actual things that happened. So from my understanding, it is proven that the bubonic plague did arrive to Scandinavia on a ghost ship, which means that the entire crew of the ship had died and the ship just drifted into a land, an island somewhere on Scandinavia, and the rats and the fleas that were on the ship that survived past the crew, because the bubonic plague killed the entire crew, they are the ones who actually brought the plague to Scandinavia. So when it says she came in on a ghost ship after killing all the pirates, spooking all the wagons and killing all that was left, that's an actual thing that did happen. Was the bubonic plague actually did arrive to Scandinavia on a ghost ship. So I thought that was pretty interesting myself, but kind of a fun fact. What I'm saying, son, ain't no just folklore. 1343 when she crashed upon the shore. The rats and bugs sold her to the people that's kind of what that whole part says, is what I just explained.
Hollow bones and houses creep along the street. She ate away the insides while we were all asleep. Was fortunate enough to leave there with my life. They told me a tale of how she'd roll her dice.
I feel like I have a lot of people ask me what that instrument is, and that's like kind of in the interludes between the lyrics, and it's actually called a wind keyboard. I didn't actually play a wind keyboard. There was a wind keyboard patch that I used for recording the song, and it was just a really cool sounding instrument. It has like somewhat of an accordion, like harmonica vibe, like very eerie sounding. Like I definitely feel like you can hear the wind in it, kind of. But yeah, that's like the instrument that's used there. I just felt like it really fit the vibe I was going for, because I was definitely going for like kind of a piratey vibe with this, like piratey Viking kind of sailing across the sea kind of feel to it. So that's what that instrument is, if anybody was interested in that.
She came in on a caution after killing all the pirates. Smoking all the wagons, killing all the ones left. All the house is dead.
Now we're getting into a little bit more of the folklore section that isn't real. It's the part that's kind of more made up and like a myth, but I'll explain more after it plays.
If you rode into town with a rake upon her back, you would get away with their bodies intact. If you had your wits about you, you may get out alive. But if the shakes got you, you'd be on borrowed time.
I don't know what I play, so I can kind of explain it all.
If a broom came through, you better stop praying. God might be the only one who can save you. And I ain't telling lies, I ain't lying in the ground. But something evil was creeping around.
Perfect. So the whole idea of what the folklore is they, in Scandinavian culture, from what I've read, I don't, there's probably people who are experts on it, of course, but if the bubonic plague, they kind of like personified it as a witch named Pesta, which is sort of for pestilence, and if the witch came into your town and she was holding a rake, only some of the town would be killed by the plague. And if she came into your town holding a broom, then your entire town or village would be killed by the plague. So it was like, I guess, swept away, kind of. And that was kind of the folklore aspect of it. So that's, I don't know, I just thought it was kind of a cool concept to write a song about. This is also my longest song. I think the longest song I've ever written and recorded, to be honest with you. It's 6 minutes and 40 seconds, so it's quite long for sure. But if you can stick it through, it's, I feel like it's got kind of a cool story, and that's, folk songs are traditionally pretty long and like story-filled songs. So, if you're a folk fan, then, I mean, are you even a real folk fan if you don't like 6-minute songs? I'm just kidding, but let's continue. Also, you'd be surprised how sore, maybe not sore, but how red and your hand gets if you're like hitting a tambourine on it for 6 minutes straight. Because this song has tambourine in almost all the parts except the verses. So yeah, my hand was pretty red. Kind of hurt a lot after this song. So just know the pain that went into this.
Killing all the ones left. What the hell she did, with our own shallow grave. No man, woman, or child would have been spared unless you had the sense to get out of there. But she'll follow you till she finds you too. When you're face to face with Pesta, what would you do?
A funny story. So like, I know that part is kind of strange, or at least I thought it was kind of strange when I first recorded it. And I was actually gonna take that part out. I was gonna remove how long the pauses were, and maybe even just take that whole verse out together. But a good friend of mine, I don't think she would mind if I use her first name. She probably wouldn't care if I used her last name either. But a good friend of mine, Stephanie, I showed her that song like a couple of days after I recorded it, and I was like, I don't know about those pauses, and she was like, you have to keep the pauses. She was like it's like the perfect like mood builder, tension builder for the song, or tension, just like provides good tension, I guess. But yeah, so I almost took that whole part out, but if you like that part, you can thank Stephanie for it, because she convinced me to keep it. And that's it. That's the whole song. But yeah, so that's the longest song on the album. So this will probably be the longest episode of my little commentary. But yeah, that's kind of what went into that one. That one was really fun and was one of the first ones that we recorded. Not the first one for this album, but definitely one of the earlier ones. Just why it came out in. When did that come out? I want to say it came out in like October of last year, November, sometime around there. I feel like it was right around spooky season last year. So yeah, that's kind of where that came from. But yeah, if you enjoyed this, please give it a like. Again, you can go stream my album. I probably beat you all over to the head with that, but you can stream it. Please give the video a like and a watch if you're interested, and have a good rest of your night.